Oh yeah. I don't know. Rough stream again this night. I do not honestly know what's going on. But yeah, I am back. I am like seriously late. I know that's right. But I will try as much as possible to to do whatever it is I want to do on time and see how far we can go. So yeah, my name is Paul, and if you're new on the channel, I am currently doing a how do I put it? I tend to like forget my intros. I really do not know why. But apparently, I am on 100 days of cloud security right now, and today is my 21st day, if I am correct. Because to be very honest, oh, today is my 22nd day. I've like lost track a little bit. But yeah, I am here, right? So I'm trying to like share the link, the new link to every of the platforms that I have shared it to initially. So let me just give me a second, please. Okay. Because I had to like turn off my machine and do it all over again. Kind of so it is just the way I don't think I've had like a day of having smooth stream, smooth intro. And I know it's actually my fault because I should have spent more time, yeah, trying to like prepare for the stream. But most of the time I just used to like just jump on the stream and expect that. So yeah, YouTube keeps YouTube keeps humbling me, to be very honest. YouTube keeps humbling me. Um so I'm trying to like delete from everywhere. And I was even saying that I was gonna stream on Kick. I'm actually live on Kick right now. I'm live on Kick right now, but then I have just a viewer on Kick. Let me try and see if I can pull that up. Um, so I'm trying to see how the stream is doing on Kick right now. So yeah, I really want to trust that we've had like a good day, like since in Nigeria it's ninth already, yeah, and I don't know. I really had like I had a good day because I had time to like rest to an extent, and I was able to like do one or two things. And here I am. Um. Okay. So. Sudo. Okay. So I think I've been able to share the links. So if you are yet to follow me on Kick, please do. Please do. Yeah, I'm live on Twitch. I'll be on Kick. I have confirmed that. Um. Okay. Yeah, I'm live on Kick. So yeah, I think I can easily just go to whatever it is that I want to do today on the stream, right? So I was able to get I was able to get a question, like a challenge, right? Let me see if I can share my screen. Um. Okay. 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 So let me see if I can share my screen. I'm trying to utilize all of my screens at the moment. So Yeah. So let me pull out the question that I'm gonna be using. Yeah, I'll pull up the question in some seconds now. I think it's loading at the moment. So apparently, I actually did not know that. I did not honestly know that all of the cloud goats labs that I have been working on, I had to destroy them. So I have like I have like piled up bills on AWS. I have like piled up bills on AWS saying that I have exceeded my monthly limits, yada yada yada, right? But let me pull it up so you see. I honestly did not know. I honestly did not know that I had to like destroy the scenarios that I was working on. So apparently, I don't know. It will load very soon. Like it will soon load. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Because I kept wondering what exactly could go wrong because I barely use this account like for so many things. I barely use this account, so I do not honestly know where the billing is coming from. And every time I come back here to come and like turn off the instances that are on, and every time I come back, every time I refresh, the instances just pops up again as though they had been existing. So then I remembered that Tyler was saying one time that for every of the scenarios that we open, that we try and solve, we have to close them back. We have to like console. Oh no. Then we have to like close them back. So that was, man. I don't know. It was a lot for me. But I honestly don't think I'm going to be paying this thing back. To be very, to be very very honest. So I don't know. The question is still trying to load. I don't know what's taking. Hi. So the two applications that I'm trying to pull up, they are actually not coming up, and I don't know why. But let me check my notepad. Obsidian. I don't know. The laptop feels kind of slow, and honestly, I do not have like so much time on my end because the lab that I want to do today, I've not done it before, right? So I am just going to be using ideas here and there to like solve this lab. Yeah. And in fact, even aside that one, self, I've been unable to fix my website still. I don't know. I'm still like struggling with that guy. So I'm trying to like change the theme to the previous team because I planned changing the team to the very like I was going to get a new team to have like a fresh look, but apparently I have my own plan. It has its own plan for me, so I'll just like revert back to the old one that I was using before it crashed. Then hopefully it does not crash again. Okay. Okay. Close this. 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 This. This and this. Okay. My notes. I don't know. Everything feels like so slow. So slow. Cloud threat modeling architecture. Honest threat architecture. Honestly, I feel like I am cooked. To be very honest, I feel like I'm cooked. Dude, come on. Why does everything feels like super slow? Come on. I don't know. I am. I'm not. Nothing is running at the moment, and I honestly do not know what's going wrong. What the flip, bro? I don't know. Like I'm stuck at the moment, and I'm unable to control my PC. Like at all. I can't do anything. My mouse pad is not working. My keyboard is not coming on. But then I'm still live. Come on. Okay. I think I'm back. Just a moment, guys. Let me make this thing boot. Oh, still like kind of slow, but then and I'm trying to. I think it's just that one app that I'm trying to like pull up that is giving me issues like this. Okay. So I'll just copy the question again. Then so Okay, so I think it is up now. Okay, okay. I think it is on. So if you look at my screen, if you look at the right hand side of my screen, you would see this. I'm dragging something at the moment. So I think it's been there for quite a while. I maybe did not just pay attention to it. So this is a question I'm going to be working on. This is the question I'm going to be working on. So let me just make it big a little bit so that we can go through it together. So this is the scenario. They want, okay, you are hired by a startup to design a secure multi-tier architecture on AWS, and that may make a real world setup. They want a VPC divided into public and private subnets. They want the public subnets. The public subnet should host a Bastion EC2 instance with SSH restricted to your IP address, and the private the private subnet should host the web server EC2 instance accessible only via the Bastion. Is it Bastion or Bastion? Via the host, right? Then we're going to configure the route tables so that the public subnet has access to the internet via an internet gateway, and in the private subnet, internet access only via the NAT gateway for OS or software updates. Then we're going to be applying security groups via NACLs and security groups. Okay, okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. Applying security groups and NACL. So the security groups will allow SSH only from your IP to Bastion, and only allow web server SSH. And then the NACL, we're going to add an extra rule to block all traffic from a blacklisted IP range to simulate bad actors. Then from there, we're going to connect our VPC to another VPC, yeah, in the same region using VPC peering or transit gateway. We're going to test the connectivity between them. And as a bonus, they said expose your private web server to another AWS account securely using AWS private link instead of making it public. So this, I am not sure I'm going to be doing this because I don't have like another AWS accounts at the moment. I don't have any other AWS accounts that I can use to test out the private link, right? So let me just make this smaller so I can just put on my screen. So throughout the walkthrough, no, I think I want to put it here. So throughout the walkthrough, I'm going to have the thing on my screen here so that everybody we can see, and I would go tier by tier. Like I'm going to do it one by one. So please you can let me confirm if you can hear me or you can see me very well. I am not going to be able to like use the chat so much today because there's no way I'm going to see it. So please, you can, I don't know. All right. Oh yeah, I can see the chat. I can see the chat. So let me just, I don't know. Let me just find somewhere here to put it. So from the scenario that we're going to be doing, right? Um, I'm trying. I'm from what I read it this evening, and I had like a little idea of whatever it is I want to come and do. So I will be doing a couple of things, and the first thing is going to be creating a VPC, right? A virtual private connection, right? So we're going to be splitting it into two. That's going to be Bastion, which is the public, and the private, right? The subnets. We'll be creating two subnets, and then we have to like create an internet gateway for public egress or inbound, and a NAT gateway for private egress only, just private traffic only, and tight security group and a NACL rule to block bad cider, right? IP addresses. So we're going to like blacklist some IP addresses. Um, then from this, the second VPC will be connecting via VPC peering. It's going to happen, or maybe via a transit gateway. From the VPC to another VPC in the same region using VPC peering or transit gateway, and we're going to test the connectivity between them. I really hope I will be able to like do some of these things, because I have not, like, this is going to be my first official networking lab, right? That I'm trying to like set up something inside of AWS. So this is going to be my first time. So if you have maybe in the comments or you're in the chats, please just let me know whether I'm making mistakes or maybe I'm like doing anything wrong. Just call me out. Just call me out. Let me put this thing on. I'd like put the link on Twitter too. Okay. Then okay, so I think I can start now. So the very first thing we'll be doing is that we'll be creating. Oh yeah. So I think from let me just I think maybe I should treat this as maybe a mini tutorial, right? So for every of the things that we're going to be doing, maybe around networking, around maybe pen testing, maybe AW, around any cloud service, it is essential that we have an account, right? So for this particular lab that I want to like work on, I definitely need an AWS account. I have an AWS account, and we'll be doing all of these things from an account that has admin access, right? That had admin access, or maybe root access, or something that has, or an account that has, similar role to being an admin, right? That's like roles or policies that is similar to maybe being an admin, and we're going to be using just one region, which is going to be AWS. Sorry, I said AWS. US East One is what I'm going to be using. Maybe East One, East One. So I think I will have to like maybe pick between one, or like when I'm creating my subnet, maybe A or B or whatever. But basically, these are all the availability zones that we have, all the regions that we have in AWS. So we have Virginia, we have Ohio, we have California, we have Oregon, and in Africa we have Cape Town. We have in Asia Pacific, we have Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, like that. So these are all the regions that AWS has like their data centers there, right? So these are availability zones. So I also need my public IP address. So I think some people used to say you should go to is it find my IP.com or something. Um I don't know. Let me just use this first one. So I'm going to compare with this one. So I think this one is saying 10.10.88. This is my public IP address. So right, so I think this is, I don't know how correct this is, but let me just copy that. Oh yeah, 0.23. Yeah, so this is gonna be my public IP address for this machine, right? Um, mm, I don't know if I should maybe set up a proxy, but then I'll just continue like this. Um, because I have another VPN turned on, so okay, so I have the IP address, and then we I think at some point we're going to create an EC2 keeper so that we can SSH while we are at it, right? So I really don't know what's wrong with this website this evening. Can you imagine? So first off, we'll be creating the VPC and the subnets, right? So we'll create a VPC. We'll select. We'll give you a name, right? We'll give it a name. We'll do we assign the CIDR block, and we create, you know, subnets. So that is where I'm going to be starting from, and I honestly don't know why this thing is doing like this. And I am honestly sure this is definitely not my network. This is not my network. So I think it is coming on. Yeah. So from what we have here, they want a VPC with the range of this IP address. So let's start from there. So we'll create a VPC. Okay. So apparently, if you click on, this is like the menu button in AWS. So if you click on this, you will see all of the resources that are available inside of AWS, right? So these are all of the things we can do in AWS. So I would just, it will bring out a part where I need to, I don't know why it is this slow, but it will bring out a part where I can search. So I can easily just search for VPC, right? And it will bring me to my VPC dashboard, right? So I would go ahead and create a new VPC, and let me name this I don't know, what should I name this machine? What can I name this machine? Let me just name it the VPC, right? Let me just name it Zeteo, right? Then IPv4 CIDR block, we're going to be imputing manually, and that's going to be 10 points, since they want 10.10 slash 15, right? That's, I'm coming, 10.0.0.0 slash 16. So what we just did is just that we assigned a big range, right, to give room for scalability, right? So 16. So at the end of the day, we are going to like break down the cider blocks that we have to accumulate, to be able to like to be conducive for expansion, right? So we'll just create this, then tenancy defaults tags, then we just create a VPC. So now that I have the VPC connected, so if we look at, we have this here, and cider we have 10.0.0.0/16, and associated here, the status is associated. So let me just check what is under the flow log. Nothing. The tag is just the name that will be there. Then integration, right? So let me just go back, and the next thing we want to do is we create subnets. Subnets. So on the left part of the screen, you will see under your VPC, you see subnets. Now click on subnets. Then let me take this off because I need to use these names again. I need to use these names again. So I'll delete subnets. Um, then I'll need to delete public as well. So subnets cannot. Okay, fine. That's fine. So I'll create a new subnet, and I'll have to pick the VPC that I created just now. Has to be the subnet has to be associated with the VPC, right? So I picked the new VPC that I just created, and we can see that, yeah, we have the CIDR, the VP4 CIDR, the IP address, the range is associated. So we can see that, yeah, it is there, right? So we're gonna just create um the subnet. So let me just give it pub pub for public, right? Then availability zone, we just pick one availability zone. Then for the cider block, remember that is from the VPC that we connected, the VPC cider block, right? So for this, we are going to do, that will be 10.0.0.0, 10 points, so 1.0, come on. So 10.0.1.0/24 slash 24. Then we have, so we want to add, remember that we are doing two subnets, and that's going to be for private and for public. So I'm just going to add a new subnet and do priv, right? So same availability zone, then 24, control C, and I'm going to paste this here. So I have assigned different IP addresses, like the range of IP addresses, two. So this one is going to be 10.0.2.0/24, and this one is going to be 0.1.0/24. So initially 16 is great, right? But we had to like chop it down to smaller like smaller ranges of IP addresses. So we have to like assign 24. We could do 32 if I'm right. But yeah, we just need these two. So I created the public subnet and the private subnet. So I think we have concluded this, the first one. So configure route table so that the public IP address. Okay. So let me create the subnet. So you would see that both the public and the private IP addresses, private subnets, they are now like active. So we can see public and private. So if we go into, let me see if can I pull this up? Yeah. So we can see the subnet ID, the CIDR, the availability zone, the network border, the available IPv4 addresses 251. Um, then you will see that this is the VPC. The VPC that I created initially is the VPC associated with it, right? So we have that one. And next thing we're going to be doing is to configure the internet gateway. Um, okay, so this is internet gateway. Just like check, just like check the stats, like check how the thing is going. Okay, so we'll be doing the internet gateway now. So we'll be doing both the internet gateway and the public routes, since the public subnet has to have internet via the internet gateway, and the private would go via can only have internet access via a NAT gateway. So we can see that from everything that I think I've done from the beginning of creating the VPC and the subnet, right now I know that my VPC is like a sealed bubble, and instances can only talk to each other. Instances inside this VPC can actually talk to each other, but if you launch an EC2 in the public subnet, it still would not have internet access until you give that VPC to a door, like until you give the VPC a door to the outside world. And so that part there is the internet gateway. So that's like short for IGW, right? So by just creating the internet gateway is not enough. I have to like tell the subnets, like I have to like create subnet route tables, so that any traffic that is not local, that is not 0.0.0.0/0, should be sent out via the internet gateway. So that is what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm going to create a new internet gateway. I'm going to create a new internet gateway, and let me just call it IGW IGW1. Then, and that's all. I'll just create an internet gateway. Right, so let me bring this one down here. So one thing I want to do is I want to attach this internet gateway to the VPC. So I'll select the VPC, then I will attach. then I'm gonna attach. Um so now that I've created the the internet gateway, I'll need to create route tables. I'll need to create route tables if I'm correct. So let me search for route tables. So these are like basic um things to do. So let me delete these route tables since I want to like use. Okay, it's fine. Route tables, then I'll create a new route. So I'll just give it. I wish I can like fix this thing somewhere. Okay, let me just put it up here. So the name I'm going to be giving this one should be routes, then public, rpub. Then I'm going to pick the same VPC that I used initially, and I'll create a route table. So from this, I want to go to I want to associate the public subnet, right, to I want to associate this route table to the public subnet. So I'll just come to subnet association, and click on edit to subnet. Okay, so I will associate the public to this one. And then let me check again. Oh yeah, so I have a subnet associated to this route table, and with the okay routes. Let me see. Edit routes. Okay, so I need to add the route to it. I need to add the route to it. So for this, initially, I said that any traffic that is not coming from the local 0.0.0.0 it said is going straight to the internet gateway. So I'll just pick internet gateway, and I'll pick IGW1, which is the internet gateway that I just created just now. So the other one is going to be going through the NAT gateway. So from here, via a NAT gateway, but for public, we are going through an internet gateway. So, um, is I say with the public, um, trying to submit association, age association, nothing, routes, no check. Okay, let's gateway. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now, trying to see private is going to be the NAT gateway. Okay, but then I think that there's a way I can test the that's gonna be maybe later. I can easily like launch an EC2 in the public subnet, and I'll give it a IP address with auto assign enabled, and I'll try and ping Google with it. So if the IGW, the internet gateway, and the routes are correct, then it works. So I'm gonna do that later, but I'm really hoping I'm going to like finish this on the stream. So internet gateway, NAT gateway now, NAT gateways. Okay, so I'm going to create NAT. I'm going to create a NAT gateway, and I'm going to be picking my normal subnet, but this time around it's going to be the private subnet. So let me give it a name. Um, hmm, am I sure this is what I'm meant to do now? No, let me go back first. Let me go back first. Then elastic IPs. So because I know that a NAS gateway needs a static IP here. Um, so that way your subnet, your private subnet instance can go out to the internet while staying hidden. So we need to like assign a static IP and sorry an elastic IP address. So let me allocate one. So that's just it. Let me just tag it key description then new. So let me just allocate this new one. Okay, so the this is it. So let me just say tags. Yeah. Okay, so this is the so I'm just so since I've like assigned an elastic IP address, I think I want to duplicate. I want to duplicate this so that I can confirm the elastic IP I want to use. So I'm going to come back to NAT gateways. Then I'll create a new NAT. Okay, so for the NAT gateway, let me just call it Z, and the subnet I'm going to be picking is going to be the private. Um, private. The connectivity type for the gateway is going to be public. It's going to be private. Private. It's going to be public. It will be public, and then we'll click. We'll select the elastic IP that we created because if not we could have actually instead of me like going to that other side and select or create a new elastic IP, I can easily like just click on allocate IP here and I think it's automatically creates one for you. But 7.6, I want to like confirm and see what exactly is on here. It's still loading. Okay, so OF76. Yeah, so that's it. Then I'll just there's nothing here. So I'm just gonna create a new NAT gateway. Okay, so I've created a new NAT gateway. So we can see the name, but the state is still pending. The state is still pending. But then I'm just gonna move on and attach it to the route table. So I'm gonna go back to route to route tables. Then for private, I'm gonna come back. This is route table. Then for private, the route. Let me edit this route table. Cancel. I thought I created a new, so rpub ztio route table. So apparently I didn't give it a name. R R private, yeah, because ztio is the VPC that I'm using, so I can easily come to routes and edit the routes. So for this one, for this particular one, I'm gonna add the route. Then same thing, but this time around, I'll be going through the NAS gateway. I used internet gateway the other time, so this time around, I'm gonna be using the NAS gateway, so that it's like it has medium internet medium for just OS and software updates. Um, so NAT. So I'm just gonna pick the NAT gateway that I just created. So I'll save. So I can see that there's a destination, there's the NAT here, there's the ID here, there is the active status. Now it is active, then propagated, then no. So let me see subnet association. So I will add the private to the NAT. I associated the public subnet to the public subnet to the public subnet to the internet gateway, but now I'm going to be adding the private subnet to the NAT gateway. So I'm just going to save I'll just save association. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing now, we are like, should I say three over, maybe we have like 7 steps to go right now. So far so good. I've been able to create a VPC, create two subnets, the public and the private subnets, and we've been able to configure the route table, and we've been able to associate the public subnet to the internet gateway and the private subnet to the NAT gateway, right? Um, okay, so I'm just gonna go to the security group next. We need to do the security group next. So this is where we are going to be locking some things down, right? So we're doing so. Security groups are like security groups are stateful, right? So if inbound traffic is allowed, the return traffic, if inbound traffic is allowed, the return traffic is automatically allowed. So basically, we have to like create two two security groups, two SJs. We're going to create one, which is going to be the bastion or bastion. I don't know. I don't honestly know what the right pronunciation is. So I need to do two. I need to create two security groups, and one is going to be in the public subnet for the bastion host, and the other one for the private web server, which is going to be in the private subnet. So I'm just going to come back to EC2. Let me see. Um, EC2. So I think I need to console on. I let me see that. So EC2. So under EC2, I'm gonna look for security groups. Yep. So I'm just going to create a new security group. I'm going to put the name to it, and I'll just pick the VPC. And from there, I'll be able to like set some rules, some inbound rules, some outbound rules, and see. So let me just wait for it to load. I don't know. I feel like this stream is gonna be quite long, but I'm gonna try as much as possible to maybe rush it. So let me create a new security group. I think for this one, I'm just gonna say for the public, then I will pick the VPC that we are using. So that's the tail. And for inbound rules, so apparently this doesn't have like any inbound rule. So it says right hand side of the screen now. So it says you can choose to add inbound and outbound rules at the time of creation, or you can add them at any time after you've created the security group. To add security group, you must specify the protocol to allow, the range of ports to allow, or okay, the traffic source to allow for inbound rules, or the traffic destination to allow for outbound rule, and optional description. Okay, so let me add. So for inbound rules now, there's the type, there's a protocol, there's the port range, there's the source, and there's the description. So I'm going to select for SSH. So allow inbound SSH from only SSH. So allow inbound SSH from only your IP address to Bastion, and allow it to have access to web server SSH. So I'll just pick SSH from here, and that's TCP and port 22, and the source is going to be my IP address. So that's all for this. And for outbound rule, I'll just leave it as default as it is. So let's assume that for this outbound rule, for inbound rule, I have the same 0.0.0.0/0 here. I'm just gonna delete it. I'll just delete it, right? But for this, that's all. So I'm just gonna create the security group. I'll create the security group. I honestly want to listen to music, right? But I don't know. Most YouTube is just gonna flag me, right? They would just flag me, to be very honest, because even some of the songs that they call no non copyrights NCS non copyright songs, I still get up getting like I still get like strikes from them. Man, I don't know what to do. I really really want to like listen to music. So let me come back again to security group. So okay, so this is the group name. Oh, I didn't had a name to it. I thought I did. I thought I did actually. Um, so let me just add. this. So I'm just going to create another. Then so I'm just going to call this web. I call this web, then SG. Right. So it's going to be for, I think the previous one was for private. Was it private? Best channel is for public, for the public subnet. This one I'm creating is gonna be for the private. It's gonna be for private. So then I'm just gonna pick then tail. Then for this, for the inbound rule, I'm still gonna do SSH, right? Port 22, and the source is gonna be okay. So for the source, I'm gonna pick custom. Then I'll come here and search, and I will have to pick Bastion's security group, right? And I'm also going to add um, I will need to add HTTPS, HTTP rather. That's port 80. That's 80. Then for the source as well, I can do custom, and I'll pick the security group again. So if I wanted to like test, I can easily like call and check traffic from Bastion. And for outbound rule, I'll just leave it as default, and I'll create security group. So okay. For Bastion, for public, for private. So let me make this web, right? Okay. So if I click on this and actions, manage tags. So I am meant to attach this security group to EC2 instances. I don't know. I think I'm like stuck if I am right. So allows inbound, allows outbound. So let me say I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out what it is that I might have missed. Oof. Because I know I've been correct so far, right? I've actually been correct. I've been correct so far, and the next step is what I cannot remember, because I know that after creating security groups, um I know that security groups only takes like they take effect when they are like attached to an elastic network interface, an ENI, and it belongs to an EC2 instance. So if I don't attach them now, right? If I don't attach the security group to the instances now, I'll still be using the default security group, and that's going to be too open. Like, yeah. So I think let me just try again and click on instances. Oh wow, they cleared all my instances. That's nice. I'm happy for them. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna come back to creating the instance. If I don't have the instance, if you don't have the instance or ground, you can just chill, and we'll do that in like couple of other steps. Yeah. So I'll just create the security groups, and I will not bother about like attaching them yet. So when I deploy the EC2 instance, I can easily like attach that, right? So the next thing on the list after the security group would be NACOs. So that's network ACOs, and it's kind of it's different from it's actually different from security groups, because in security groups, right, instance levels are like stateful, but security groups are like in the instance level, and they are stateful. But in NACL's case, NACL is like subnet level, and it is stateless. That means it needs explicit rules for inbound and outbound, right? And we have to like create a deny rule. So it is in the NACL we're going to create a deny rule. The deny rule is the blacklist function, right? Um, so I'm just gonna go back to the VPC. Then I'll look for network ACLs. So this is NACLs, and hey, I think this two subnets detail. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the private and the public, right? So this is what I'm gonna be working on. So I'm just gonna create. I'm here in either in NACLs, right? Um, man, I think okay, okay. Let me go back to subnets first. Let me go to NACL. So for privates now, for my private subnet now, I'll need to go to network ACL, because I know that by default, yeah, NACLs are always like attached to a particular like a default NACL. Sorry, subnets are always like attached to a particular NACL. So it is always like advisable to like create custom NACLs and associates. And okay. So I think I'm unable to edit this, but let me go back to current network NACL. Okay, so I have two. So I'll check inbound rule. So I'm gonna leave this. So rule number 100, all traffic 100, then the source and allow. Um, I don't know. So inbound rule control, inbound rules. What if I let me come back? Okay, to NACLs. Oh yeah, that's like the same thing. NACLs. Oh. Okay, yeah. Two subnets, actions, same thing. Erase. Okay, okay. So the rule hundreds. What's the rule info? So as soon as the rule traffic matches, it's applied regardless of any higher number. Okay. So let me leave it as hundreds. Protocol. The type is gonna be all traffic. So that's okay. Yeah, all traffic. Then protocol is gonna be all. Then let me assign an IP address to this. Let me do 203. I don't know. I have like reflection on my screen. Okay, 203 dot 0.113 dot 0 slash 24 dash 24. And so instead of allow, I'm just gonna deny inbound rule. I'll deny. So I'm just gonna I can't edit. I actually cannot edit this one. I can't edit this one. But yeah, rule 100 all traffic, and this is for inbound. Then so keep existing rules for SSH if needed, and ephemeral ports like from like port 1024 to 65,535. So let me just save changes, and I will edit the outbound rule for inbound. I denied for outbound. So for rule 100 all traffic, then I'm just gonna do 203 dot 0.113 dot 0 slash 24. Then for this one too, I'll deny. So what happens here is that whatever traffic any traffic that comes from any bad IP address is blocked at the subnet edge, so you cannot even reach it can't even reach the security group. So, and your security group still allows like fine-grained access inside. And so this is the major difference, is just that for SGs they have like, or I think I mentioned it earlier, that instance level, it is instance level and it is stateful, and NACL is just subnet level and it is stateless. So we have to like explicitly deny or allow IP addresses. So stateless are be subnet level or EC2 instance level or instance level. So you remember that when I created the ASG, the security group, I was trying to like figure out what I wanted to like out. I was trying to like figure out whether I should like attach um the the security group to the AC to the EC2 instance, while I was going to attach the NACL, the network ACLs, access control list to the subnet. So that is the difference between, the instance level and subnet level. So let's move forward. So I'm going to do the EC2 instance now, so that I can like link everything together. So I'm just going to come back here, then come to dashboard. Oh no, come to EC2, come to instances. Then I'll launch a new instance. So I'll be creating two instances. Will I? Should still be one. Control C. Yeah. So we'll be creating two instances. So the Bastion EC2 instance and the web server EC2 instance. So let me call this. Let me move this here. Where can I actually put this thing? So let me call this. I am like curious. Bastion, Bastion, Bastion. So a projecting part of a fortified angle, a fortification built at an angle to the wall. So oh wow, best thing, all the best for everybody. Right. So best thing. Then I'm gonna pick Amazon Linux. Amazon Linux. Um. Then I'm gonna pick. I need this guy outside. Yeah. Okay. Let me just go with. I don't know. My PC froze. Okay. So I'll be using the T2, T3, Let me see. I would majorly use T2. I'm gonna be using T2 because it is free. So I'm gonna be using T2 micro, and I'll create. I don't know. That's frozen again. Okay. So for key pair, I'll need to create a new key pair. I'm gonna do dot spam key pair. Then let me call this a tail. Mm, okay. BASTION. So I'm just gonna create the key pair. Then it will ask to save on my machine. Yeah. So let me just okay. So I have the key pair. So the key pair I just downloaded. This is it. I'll be needing the key pair for SSH, right? I'll need the key pair for SSH. So let me just go straight to network settings. So I would just okay. So we need to pick our normal VPC. Pick our normal VPC, and the subnet is gonna be the public subnet, right? Then the firewall, the security group. I'm just gonna select existing, and from existing, I'll pick Bastion 5G. Why did I just say 5G? Security group rather. Then I would go to well, I can easily just maybe like do some optional things like attaching maybe the all. I was going to attach maybe a an IAM role. I was going to like attach an IAM role. I could attach an IAM role so that it lets me use manager session man manager session system manager session manager instead of SSH. But let's leave the storage. We leave the storage as default, and yeah, I need to enable the auto assign IP. Enable. So security groups question 5G. Yeah, but I needed to just like turn on this auto assign IP address for the machine. So I'll leave it as the default storage, which is this. I'll leave it as default storage. I will not touch any other thing. Then I will just launch the instance. Okay, so I have the instance launched. I'll need to create another instance for the private subnet. So I'll launch instance again. I'll launch instance again. Then for this one, I'll name this one web server. So I don't know. My web pages keep freezing. Okay, so I'm just gonna name this web server. So I think I've like spent like a lot of time on this. So I think maybe tomorrow I would come and look for a way to finish it. I would finish it tomorrow stream. So that would be um my lab for completing networking, AWS networking, and yeah, I will have that documented as well. So because I've gone way beyond my time normally. This is an hour 28 minutes, and yeah, I was meant to like use an hour, but I knew that I was not going to use an hour because this is a lab, right? And this is my first time working on the lab, so I was not expecting that I would spend less than an hour, except maybe it's a simple lab to figure. And this is a real scenario, though. So let me web. Why am I not having inputs? So let me call this web server Amazon Linux. Um, yeah. So existing security group. I'm gonna use private. Sorry. Hmm. The security group. Okay. Okay. So I was gonna pick Zeteo. Then for auto assign IP address, I'm gonna do enable, right? So for existing security group, I should see web server now, like the web security group. And for this actually, because a this is actually a private subnet, right? I cannot do auto assign public IP address, right? So I'm just gonna disable this, and this is like very important. This is very important. And let me see what else I am missing. um subnet is gonna be private, not public. Thank god I checked it. WebSG and advanced network. So I have like the summary of the whole thing. So let me check advanced detail. I want to check out something. Okay, so in in this place, I want to put a user data. So I kept that. So let me just copy it. Then let me paste it. Yeah. So if I'm gonna launch this, what's gonna be happening is that the instance we run the script, like this particular script. It will run the script at first boot. Apache is gonna be installed and started, and the index page is created with my custom text, which is hello from private subnet. Hello, so it's gonna like echo this on the site, right? And so this is gonna be this is gonna be an HTML file, an HTML file rather. Then Apache is enabled, so it's auto starts if the instance reboots anytime. So when I later SSH, I can just run call the local host, and immediately I'm just gonna see my custom message without having to configure. I'm not going to have to configure Apache manually, right? So let me just launch instance. Okay. For the key pair, I'm going to be using the same key pair um as the first one, existing key pair. Then I'm gonna use this. So launch instance. So I am meant to like do some forms of verifications. I can easily like SSH into like from my local terminal, right? And I can, once I'm inside Bastion, I can SSH into the private IP address, right? And once I'm there, I can easily like just call the local host. So based this the Bastion machine, the Bastion instance is reachable from my own IP address, right? And the web, right? The second instance that I just created is accessible, is only reachable from the first instance. So web can go out to the internet via a NAS gateway. That is where I am at this point, right? So when you remember, I said that once I run this, it's going to what's it called? It's going to like run the user data that I ran, like I copied and pasted at the end, right? So I think this is like a very I'm waiting for it to like just initialize so I can shut down these instances. Because this is like a very good spot for me to like end the stream this night, because I'm like 2 hours in. Originally I'm like 2 hours in. I had like a couple of delays at the beginning. uh okay. Yeah, so I'll just stop the instance for for this night. Then I'll just kick off from here tomorrow. So apparently, if you've been on the stream like so far, if you've been on the stream like so far, you would have maybe learned one or two things. To be very honest, you'd have learned one or two things. What what's it called? NACLs are, um, security groups, all of those things. You'll have maybe learned one or two things. And yeah, so I feel this is like a very good spot for me to like end the stream this night. And if you've been here so far, like I'm glad. Like I'm so hyped that you guys like stayed all through almost all of the stream, right? Yeah. So if you are new here, my name is Paul, and I am on a hundred days journey, a 100-day journey of cloud security, and today is my 22nd day. If I am being right, today is my 22nd day, and I've been learning back to back on stream. Though there were some days I had to like take couple of days off so that I could do things offline, then I document back on Twitter, right? So if you are new here, please do not forget to like subscribe to the channel. I'm so dehydrated right now. Actually, I should have held the bottle of water, but yeah, I'm almost done. So if you are new here, my name is Paul, and please do well to subscribe to the channel. I am on I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on TikTok as Zeteo. So once you, even LinkedIn, once you write Paul and Zeteo, I keep saying that, but I never tried it out. So let me check LinkedIn. So you can easily just follow me. You can follow me. You can send me resources, send me DMs. If you want to join, if you want to like kickstart your career in cloud security, you can send me a DM on Twitter. I would gladly bring you on, to be very honest, because I think I was saying something to somebody that, oh, the fact that a person suffered to get something does not mean the next set of people have to like suffer. So literally, I'm not gatekeeping. Like, I'm not gatekeeping at all. I'm not gatekeeping at all. So if you have resources for me, if you want resources, I can send you the little that I have. I'm like super open to like share to everybody. I'm open to share. So if you want, you can just send me a DM. I'm going to I'm going to like send them to you. So apparently, if you type my name and you put Zeteyosec in front, you actually would not find me. And that's strange. Let me search for Zeteyosec ordinarily. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh yeah. If you search for Zeteyosec, you would see a post from me for like 3 months ago. You see a post from me. So yeah, yeah, that's my collaboration with Axicure. So yeah, you see a post from me. So you can follow me or you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I accept connections super fast. So you can. Yes. So I really want to say a very big thank you for staying this long on the stream, for wherever it is or wherever we are that are still on the stream. I have like 8 people watching the stream right now. I really means a lot to me, to be very honest, and I'm like super grateful for you guys showing up. Thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be streaming the rest of the lab I'm working on, the scenario I'm working on. Yeah, and if you also want it, I can easily like just send it as a DM to you if you want to do it, and you can easily like follow this video as maybe a walkthrough. So no issues at all, like zero issues at all. And yes, we'll see again tomorrow night. Do have a good evening.